My presentation is on pop-up shops. We're going to discuss pop-up shops and how to make them work and what makes them work. So, a lot of people want to know, what is a pop-up shop? Well, a pop-up shop is like flash retailing, and it gives online stores or even bigger brands a way to give their shoppers a more personalized experience where you get to touch and feel the merchandise. And for the retailer, you get to have a personable experience with your customer and get to know them versus online shopping just having that online experience where it's click and go. Pop-up shops will also give you more of an instant gratification than waiting for it to come through the mail. Some famous pop-up shops are Life of Pablo by Kanye and a few others like Kylie. So, things to consider when opening up a pop-up shop. You definitely want to consider your location. It's really important if you're going to be in a shopping center, strip mall, inside of the mall, somewhere where there'll be heavy foot traffic so that people will see you and know that you're there. Because the whole purpose is to be in a location that's a good place for your customers to be able to get your brand and your merchandise. You also want to think about the time of when you're going to open, how long you're going to be there. Short-term leases can range from 3 months to 6 months, and you want to know what time of year, along with the length of time that you'll do your pop-up shop. Some other things to consider are the logistics of it. So, finding a landlord that's willing to turn down a potential long-term lease over your short-term lease. Other logistics could be the permits and insurance and licensing that it may take for you to be in this storefront. So something like staffing. Staffing is another issue for your pop-up shop that you would have to consider. How much staff will it take? How long will you have to hire these employees? So you want to keep all of that into consideration. The pros and cons of pop-up shops. We can think of lots of pros all day long. Think about it. If your brand is primarily online, like Fashion Nova, to come to town and do a pop-up shop, your customers will be excited. They finally get to make their purchases. They get to try the clothes on. They get to see the clothes. And they get to know your employees and more about your brand. A few other pros could be they give businesses a chance to unload inventory. So think of all the inventory you could have, from seasonal items to just things that may not have sold well. This gives you the great chance of maybe discounting it, but selling it. Now for the cons. The cons could be finding a place or a space to accommodate your pop-up shop. Again, you want to find a space that can accommodate the merchandise that you're selling, that will provide the insurance that you need. So you want to keep those things into consideration. And is your landlord going to be responsible for mechanical issues, repairs, things of that nature? You don't want to get stuck in a pop-up shop over the summer with a bad HVAC unit. So, in conclusion, when done correctly, pop-up shops can be extremely successful. Whether it's an industry pop-up, a press pop-up, a press release pop-up, or a new launch product pop-up shop, it's all an avenue to push your brand, put out there for people to see and know who you are, and give them a hands-on real life experience. I recommend starting a pop-up if you want to market your business and to try out a storefront approach. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I'm Sharkill Williams, and my project was on pop-up shops and how do they work.